Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Paul Plays TIS-100. Sequence sorter. Ah, yes. So, if you've seen this video, it probably means I've got to the end of this one. I've tried this a couple of times before and got absolutely nowhere with it. I've done some thinking. So hopefully third, fourth or fifth time is going to be a charm. I'm not going to tell you. You can guess. And so anyway, so this is a sequence sorter. So what do we have to do? We have to get this sequence of numbers that it sends in with a 0 terminator, and we need to sort it and send it out. So I have a rough plan for it. I kind of know what I'm going to do. Hopefully it'll work. Maybe it won't. If it doesn't work, well, more attempts. So here's the rough plan. Get the numbers in. Get them stored in this stack. Then we're going to bounce this list of numbers between these two stacks. I am never going to actually sort this list of numbers here. What I'm going to do is, as they go by here, I want to check for the lowest number. And as they come back, whenever I find the lowest number, I'm not going to put it back in the stack again. Instead, I'm going to send it out. So it's going to take through, and so it'll need to go through here probably the same number of times as there are numbers to be found. There are some duplicates in the list I have seen. So for example, we can see here 5959. So, and we see here that it does have a blank list as part of it, which can be a problem. So that the program has to be able to handle finding, you know, a blank list and still sticking out a 0 and not crapping out. So that's the plan. Get them into here, keep them looping, bouncing back. And the other thing that we need to be very careful of is, like, when we're putting them onto a stack, there has to be some sort of signaling method to say, right, we've done that stack now. This one who'll be taking them off the stack to send them back here cannot start working until this one has decided that that's okay. So let's get them off the stack. And and the other thing, again, I've a decision to make. It's about how to know when I've hit the bottom of a stack. Now, there are two ways of doing this. One is trying to store the number of items on the stack as a push to the very top of the stack. So every time you go near a stack, the first time you go pop, yeah, it says 4. I know there's 4 underneath this. Take 4 off. But I'm going to try and do it by sticking a 0 on the bottom of the stack. So whenever you're pulling stuff from a stack, there should be a 0 on the bottom. You know you've got to the end. I don't want a 0 on the top of the stack. In fact, I want no other zeros anywhere near the stacks. Otherwise, it's a bad thing. And I don't think there's any zeros in these lists. Well, it couldn't be, because yeah, there can't be. So what am I talking about? Nonsense. Right. Move 0. Right. That gets a guy on the bottom of the stack to start off with. Loop. Move up to the accumulator. Now, I don't want to end a loop. I don't want to put the 0 on the stack. Move accumulator right and jump to L, JML, JMP to L, and end L. We'll do jump. We'll do JRO 0. Jump. This is relative offset 1, and I need to put a colon there. So run that. Okay. So they're on the stack like that. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to build this program up gradually. So the next thing so I'm going to try and get it just looping and bouncing around between these two stacks first of all, and then try doing this tricky stuff, which is actually what the task needs. So what this one has to do is load them onto this stack. And again, I need to preload that stack with a 0. Move 0 down. Then I need to move up to the accumulator and jump on equal to 0, end, move accumulator down, And then I need some sort of loop here. So that's the loop there. Jump back to the loop and end. What do I want to do here? I want to send a message to the right. So move -999 to the right. Okay, move up to the accumulator. Okay. So now this guy's got to pull them off this stack. So how's it going to do that? It needs to move right to the accumulator. Move accumulator down. This one does need to see this 0 to know when it's finished. So I do, and then jump on not 0 back to here. Okay, so this has been filled in too much. I need to put stuff to stop this happening here. So after doing that, I need to sort of put a wait step in. So that's going to be move down to nil. So I'm going to have to wait for somebody else to send me a signal that I'm good to go. Okay, so we've got them in there. We've got them out of there. Why didn't you just send them down here? That is a good point. I don't know. Because, no, doctor. I have a plan. Stop it. Right. So they're all down there now, and I've moved 999 to right. So this guy has to move left down. So in effect, this guy will then take this 999 and move it down like that. Move up to nil. I'm going to put a start label on this. And then I want to rip them all out of here. Move. Oops, left to the accumulator. Move left to the accumulator. Move. See, I can't, I mean, it's all extra code, isn't it? Because I'm constantly moving stuff into the accumulator. And then because I can't just do move left to up, because I need to check it and see if it's 0. So I don't know, maybe this whole concept of sticking a 0 on the bottom of the stack isn't what I should be doing. Well, I'll plow on and see what happens. Move accumulator. Now, what am I doing? Move accumulator up. Yes. And jump on not 0 to L. And then here, Oh, this could be a long video. I'm not feeling it at the moment. Okay, so jumping not 0 to L, moving this guy here. So this needs to be move 0 to up. I need to get a 0 onto the bottom of the stack. I then need to move down to the accumulator. I don't want to put the 0 up there. So I want to jump on equal to 0 and jump back to some sort of label, which at this stage would be here, wouldn't it? There. And then end would be well, let's see what happens when we run this. Okay, move up to nil, move left to the accumulator, move accumulator up. Why is that not getting them out? So they're all in there, they all end up down here. Move left to the accumulator, move accumulator up. How did I get back to that line there? Okay, let me just have a look at this. Spinning it forward, 67 comes in, move left to accumulator. Okay, yeah, look what's happening. Here, I need to stop. Yeah, you see again. See, this is what's confusing me. There's nothing wrong. Well, obviously this is rubbish because the JNZL and then the blank line after it doesn't look great. But what's happened here is this guy has thrown down his next 0. So what I need to do is after I move it right, I need to get something back. So move right up. Wait. Okay. Better, but a lot worse at the same time. They're gone from there, but I don't have any in this stack up here. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is just get the sort of seesawing effect, or the concertina, or whatever you want to call it, effect between these two. Yeah. Move down to the accumulator. I don't ever move it up. So jump on equals to Z to end, then move accumulator up. So it fills the first time, empties down to here, and then goes back up there again. Like so. So after that, jump to this NL thing again. What is that? Okay, so that's roughly what I want. It's coming in. So I've got the basic loop, which is springing them between one and the other now. So what I'd like to do then is progress the program on by again making it yeah, by making it incorrect, but incorrect in a good way. If that makes any sense. I need to get all the... Okay, what I need to be able to do now is get all the gubbins in place for pulling a new one in and writing the stuff out and knowing when I've hit the end. So if I can get all that good stuff in now and then worry about it being the right one. So what I'm gonna do now is make this one throw away or write out the first one each time. So it's not gonna sort them. And then Or maybe we should. Maybe we should. Right, okay. Change of plan. Change of plan. What I'm going to do next is see if when I'm going through this, I can record the smallest number I see as they're going through. Okay, so to do that, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to still keep, so this, it's going to be this fella's job here to remember which is the smallest number it has seen. So to do that, I'm going to need to set each time a very large number to yeah, I'm going to set a large number so that it's you know, each time the minimum is reset to 999, and then the next then I'm going to check and see if numbers are smaller than it. So it's got the current minimum stored hopefully in the backup. So I'm going to do a save here, and then what I'd like to do then is check each new one. Is the new one smaller than the current minimum? If so, that becomes the minimum. And then when we've seen all the numbers go by, what we currently have in the backup should then be the smallest number in the list, which we have seen whiz by us like that. So to do that, what I'm going to do is move up. So I'm going to save it, move up the accumulator, jump on equal to 0, end. I don't need to do this for the zeros. So move accumulator down. So this box here, what I would like it to do is a very simple task, is take two numbers in, move accumulator left. So this is the new number, the one we've just thrown down. Swap, move accumulator left. This is our current minimum. Move left to accumulator. And then it saves the current one back. So I send it two numbers. It's got to send me the smaller of those two back, and I save it again. And when I jump to L, it should get saved. Okay, that looks right to me. So what does this guy have to do? It's got to get a move right from the accumulator. Not from the accumulator, move right to the accumulator and save it. So that's my first number in. And then, in effect, I need to subtract right and then jump on greater than 0. It's greater than 0. The second. Yes, okay, so let's just redo that in my head just to make sure I'm right. I need to find which of these two, I'm going to be given two numbers, I need to say which one of them is the smaller. So I've got the first number and the second number. And so the second one is the one I subtract. So if the result is greater than 0, the second number was smaller, because if it was bigger, it would then obviously make a number less than 0. So jump greater than 0 second. So then I have first, second, swap, move accumulator right, jump to S. Now, second, however, see, I can't get it, can I? I could have this guy send it to me multiple times, but this guy's already very, very full. Right, what I'm going to do is just be bold and I mean, I'm not using this box. I don't have a plan for this box. So I'm just going to use this for a bit of hacking. So if this gets sent a number, move up to the accumulator, move accumulator up, move accumulator up. So whatever happens, it sends any number it's given back twice. So after this save, I want to move right to down. I want to sub right. So that's in effect the same thing. It's moved it down. I'm subtracting using the first one of these. If it's the first number, I want to swap, move accumulator right, and move down to nil. I want to throw away the second one and jump to it. So to start, if it's the second one, I want to move down to right. Okay, and then instead of moving minus 99,999 to right, I want to swap and move accumulator right. So that gets the thing back out of the backup and sends it right. Okay. So if we run that, where have we gotten to? Oh, okay, fine. Yep. See, I move right down. Sub down. Stupid mistake. Okay, so it's still running, and let's just say move up to the accumulator. Save it and put a breakpoint there, and just let's make sure. Yes, we have the 15 here. So it's gone through here. 15 is the lowest number. It sent it through here, and now I'm getting it here as the very first thing in this box here. So now what do I want to do with it? Okay, as they're coming out of here, my plan is, and always was, that if they are now equal to this smallest number that we have, instead of firing them back up here, I want to fire them out. So, so when I'm in this loop, I'm going to have the new number coming in the accumulator, and I'm going to have the number we're checking for in the backup. So at the start of each loop, I am going to do a swap to get the number from the backup. I am then going to move accumulator right. I am then going to move left to the accumulator, which is the new number coming in. Sorry, let me just explain in my head what I'm trying to do here. Again, something similar to over here. I'd like to send this box two numbers and it tell me if they're equal or not. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This little problem here. Move left to the accumulator, move accumulator. Accumulator to the right. Move left to the accumulator. Move accumulator right again. Okay, so here is my problem. At this stage, I have something in both my accumulator and my backup that I want. I have the value and the lowest value, and I haven't done anything necessarily with them. I'm deciding now whether to send the new number I've just taken off the stack up because it's not the lowest number, or down because it's the lowest number. But if I now move some result, like this calculates whether they're the same and sends me back a 0 or a 1, I'm going to have to use an accumulator for that. So then I'm going to have to sort of get it back from here again. Now, I haven't used them, but there is in this game, not, well, game, whatever, there is a JRO, which is jump to relative offset. And I believe you can do a JRO on the right, and you can. So I think, and I'm thinking that this may have been able to use this technique in other ones before. What this in effect will let me do is kind of make a decision in this box, even though it doesn't look like it, whilst I'm still got stuff stuck in my accumulator and my backup, without, like I'd normally have to do, or I have been doing in the previous ones, where I've all moved 0 back and jump on 0 J and Z, that type of thing entirely. So what the JRO does is it jumps to relative offset. So 0 is the line itself, that's +1, +2, +3, you know, so that's, it jumps that many instructions down. So if I do the JRO right, and then what I need to either do is move the accumulator down, then I need to skip this if I don't want to do it, jump to skip. Move accumulator up and skip. So jump and not 0 to the loop, which is okay. So is that right for the time being? Okay, I've done a bit of thinking. Okay, sorry about this. So jump on, where am I now? So move accumulator right, jump relative offset right, move accumulator down, jump to skip, so they both end up getting to there. So really, what I need to do is this guy has to return one of two numbers. If it returns a 1, I'd like it to return a 1, 2, a 1 or a 3. 1 if they're equal, and 3 if they're not. So we need to start label, probably not. Move left to the accumulator. Subtract left. Jump on not 0 to not 0, 0, not 0. So if it's 0, so they're the same, I want to send a 1. And I do need an S. And I need to jump back to the start. And if it's not 0, move a 3 left. Okay. Oh, hang on. I think it could just be. I thought I was blocking, but I think it could just be that. Okay, there's some problem with this in that it's never getting this 15 for a comparison. I'll save it there. Okay. So we can see we've got the first part of that sort done. And it's now, it hasn't been able to detect this end condition. So it's just bouncing between this 0 nonsense now. But it has, if we watch it, it comes in here. When we get this 15 coming in, it throws it out. It then throws the 27 out, and it's clearing out these lists each time. So this is getting there. So what we need to think about now is the end conditions on the loops. And also I need to be able to detect it here and throw a 0 out as well. If you get my drift. So Okay. The thing is, as well, sorry for the silence. Okay, where I'm thinking at the moment is detect. I want to detect the end of this, but there is a problem in that there is this 0 here is the end of that list. So I'm looking down the bottom left here at the list of ins, in case you can't see the mouse cursor. There is also a 0, 0, so it has to be able to handle a blank list. So if we get a 0 in, we still have to pass it down because we still need to throw a 0 out at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is okay, I'm going to put a special condition in here. I'm just going to mark it 1T, first time. Move down to the accumulator. And reset. Okay, I'm going to use 0 as a signal. So move 0 left. And I'm also going to use 0 as a signal to down to tell it that it needs to write a 0 out because of the end of stream. So move 0 down. And then I need to jump back to the start of this, don't I? Because I'm finished with that. Now, here, just looking at this here, obviously jumping equal to 0 reset. If I don't reset it, where do I want to go to? I want to skip over this code here. And I want to remember this isn't the first time in. So I think I want to go here. So I'm going to put a label there. Jump to L2. Oh, it's getting complicated, isn't it? Right. And okay, I don't need to change it. The signal, as I said, is a 0 means we're resetting. I'm just going to change this to more friendly to a 1. And I'm also going to send the same signal to down as well. Now this is going to stop working, isn't it? Yes. Because I've got all these unnecessary signals which they're not quite sure how to use yet. Okay. So, instead of this being moved down to nearly just a signal which I don't do anything about, I'm going to move down into an accumulator. And then I am going to where am I going to? Jump on not 0 back to here. I get a 0, it's a full reset. I'm going back to the top and I'm starting to load them in again. And it'll do that now. I don't put a jump S here. It'll fall in and do that. So that leaves me just finishing this box here. So instead of falling into the loop at the very start again, here, so this is where when I jump to here, jump on not 0. So when I've thrown them all through, so this is constantly going, do this, it's doing the throw down, it's not here. So jump on not 0 to L, it stays in this loop. So I get to here and I now have moved everything out of, everything has gone by. And I now need to wait for a signal. And I'm sending it down here and here. So move 0 down or a 1 down. So move up to the accumulator. And jump on. So 0 is the reset. So jump on not 0 back to the start. Move 0 down. Okay, we got a 15 out, we got a 27 out, a 67 out, 86, and we get a 0. Ha ha! Can it work? 10, 46. But this has taken way, way, way too long, hasn't it? But I think I am smiling. I should have a webcam on for this. Okay, this is ploughing ahead. Great. I am gonna hit fast forward and see. I'm particularly worried about this bottom 0 here, but let's see. Nope, succeeded. Okay, I mean, it's not a particularly great score, but it'll do. Wow. Okay, this was far too much like work, and this is so yeah. So this was not my first attempt at it by any means. I tried 2 or 3 recordings before this, and they had ended up in swearing and various endings we won't repeat here. But this one has so I am very happy. I think there's one more to go, and then there is a. So I'll get the next one done quickly, and then I'll probably go through there is apparently some sort of addition to the game where they added sort of community puzzles to it or something like that. I remember reading somewhere, so I'll have a look at them, but I'm probably not going to go through them quite as quickly. I'll probably try and get the achievements done if that's possible as well, but I think there's one more to do, so let's just return to segment list. Yes, I've got one more here in the main game. This one I believe is the what's the word I'm looking for? Yes, it's some sort of community thing they added. So, thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please do drop a like on it. If you're enjoying this and the Infinifactory and probably other games I'm going to be doing in the near future, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Any comments? I'd love to hear from you. The comments really do cheer me up. So if you've got anything to say, please go ahead and say it. Thanks again for watching. Bye now.